Let's do it again, family. Oh my goodness. We have done this 3 times before. 40 money mantras, 40 money scriptures, 40 money spells, all of those books selling like hotcakes. And now we are on to 40 money secrets. Let's do it. So I am Reverend Valerie Love, Divine Midwife of Soul Destiny, and a former financial advisor with American Express. And I love talking about all things magic, money, and metaphysics here on this channel. You are in the right place. I'm a best-selling author of over 20 books on practical spirituality. Now, this is what this 40-day event is about. You and I, I'm looking at you, I see you. You, don't pop off this video. You popped on it for a reason. I'm talking to you. You and I will spend the next 40 days together. Yummy. For what? One powerful intention. Wealth. That's our intention for this 40 days. Wealth. In 40 days, you can change anything. Wealth. So we're talking wealth consciousness. Okay? Now, let's go into day one. And before we go further into day one, I do want to share something with you. I am making some changes with regard to social media, with regard to how we build our global community, with regard to our online presence, making a lot of changes there. And all those changes are at valerielove.com right now. Click on speaking and media. So going forward in 2021, we're going to be extracting ourselves and moving our presence from platforms that do not support freedom of speech, platforms that do not treat people with respect, platforms that do not honor your privacy, platforms that do not, platforms that have pseudo fact checkers, as if humanity are poor babies that needed to be tended to and protected. All of these platforms that have really gotten out of hand and out of control, too big for their britches, that are feeding on our energy and that are taking our private sensitive data or conversations with our people on our telephones and turning them into mass profits for themselves. Hey, we signed up for that. We did, because we agreed to the terms of service. We checked that little box and said, okay. And we got in there and we started working with it. And we come to see now, as we've been on with this, hey, Austin, I love it. Mwah. Austin, I'm doing locks. So I have tiny little locks in my hair. This is the beginning of my locks. So we have come to understand that these platforms do not have our best interests at heart. These platforms, hey, Danielle, how you loving, boo? How you loving? Day one. These platforms do not have our best interests at heart. These platforms are not operating in the best interests of the users whom they are receiving all of their energy from. They are operating in their own best interests. And hey, Gypsy Soul, how you loving? They're operating in the best interests of selling your soul and all your personal information to the highest bidder. And I'm not with that anymore. So this week, oh, thank you, Icy. Mwah. How you loving, Icy? How you loving? Let's go, Danielle. Are we ready? Aurora Day, come on. This is our new, ooh, here come all our family. Ooh, I love y'all, I love y'all. Oh, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. So this is what we're going to in 2021. So in 2021, it's my job. I'm tasked with the job of moving all of the community members to the platforms where we'll be providing content. So if you desire to come to the platforms where we're going to be creating a lot more content other than feeding the Google, Apple, Facebook monopolies, we're going to be creating blockchain-based content that goes on the blockchain, because y'all know I love the blockchain, and more about that. If you want to see, definitely follow. You joined yesterday, yay! And if you join my library channel, I have a channel on library, also known as Odyssey. If you join my library channel, ready for the knowledge, time to get a brand new wealth grimoire, If you join my library channel, then you know that library is a whole different beast. and you have credits on there. Of course, library has library tokens, so it's crypto. And hey, who doesn't love all things crypto? Well, maybe not all things crypto, because there's some things in crypto that I don't necessarily love yet. I love the idea of crypto. And it's time to feed it. It's time to make those moves. It's time to make those changes. So if you want to see the platforms where we're going to be in 2021, hey, Linda, hey, darling, mwah. Please go to ValerieLove.com right now. Click on Speaking and Media, and I'll show you the platforms that I'm on and why I'm on those platforms and why we're moving off the platforms here in this year in 2021, while we're moving off the platforms that do not have our best interests at heart. And this is in the interest of happy belated New Year. Yay! Thanks for sharing. Oh, thank you. Mwah. This is in alignment with our commitment to freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom. And I don't mean freedom of speech where people can just rag other people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about censorship because someone's saying something we don't agree with. No. Censorship because people are saying things that doesn't go along with the narrative. No. I can see that if it's something inflammatory, if it's something like, hey, let's go burn up people's houses, let's go do this, let's go do that, you know, that's violence. We don't condone that. We've never talked about that as being a viable solution. I've never talked about violence being a viable solution. Love is the solution to everything. That I know. I'm with the Dalai Lama. Kindness is my religion. Compassion works. And kindness and compassion does not mean weakness, and does not mean you can do anything you feel like doing. It doesn't mean that. It means I will get the job done. And I will get the job done with kindness and love and compassion. And I will hold boundaries that will cause other people to also act. Hey, mad love, how you love it? To also act with love and compassion and kindness in my sphere, because that's what we do. Family, right? That's what we do. So there's never a reason to say, let's go cut them, or let's go do this to them, or let's go do that to them. There's never a reason for that. Never. Never. Certainly not for the master, right? As we talk about here on this channel about spirituality, magic, money, and metaphysics. That's what we talk about here. So there's never a reason to bring any harm to anyone. I took a vow of harmlessness a long time ago. What I'm talking about here, so let's just exclude that from the conversation. I'm talking about people that just don't believe that didn't believe the narrative about COVID, that didn't believe the narrative about anything we're talking about on the planet. We watch people who provide alternative viewpoints systematically be slashed, systematically, by the big ones, the big dogs, you know, the Facebooks, Twitters, and Facebook and all its Facebook properties, because we will even be migrating away from WhatsApp to Signal. You know, WhatsApp is under that Facebook umbrella, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And the only reason why I haven't left Facebook and Instagram yet is because of the people, because our communities are still there. Once we let our communities know where we are and they migrate, if they choose to, over to those other platforms, we are out of there. We are out of there. Because the only reason Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Google, Amazon, and Apple, it's pretty much a handful of companies that own the whole internet. The only reason they can do that is because we let them. And so we have the power. Remember, the power always lies in the hands of the people. Always. We the people. Hey, Steve! Mwah! The library token is over 8 cents. I got it when it was 1.5 cents. Woo! I know you're happy. I know you're happy. I know you're happy. So get your library tokens, get on library, get into crypto, get into all the things that are about freedom. And where, you know, I find it highly disrespectful that YouTube can slash someone who has millions of views, millions of followers, has made the platform millions of dollars, and can slash them with no recourse, take their copyrighted content. Just because we put our content on YouTube doesn't mean that we lost copyright of it. I'm not an attorney, I'm an author, and who has a lot of understanding of legalities when it comes to copyright. how does copyright law even play into that, right? So this is your own copyrighted material, but that definitely you still have the copyright to that material, but they've pretty much wiped it off their platform. And if that's the only place your copyrighted material lived, wow, problems. So we have now every video, every public video that is on this YouTube channel, I'm very thankful to say, is on Library, also known as Odyssey. Library is the actual platform, and Odyssey is on top of Library, right? It's a very user-friendly app, just like YouTube. So if you don't have Odyssey, get it. And you can, if you have Library, you can log into Odyssey with your same Library account. So the world is changing. Go to ValerieLove.com. You'll see a list of the platforms that we'll be creating content for, so that we can serve you and serve our audience in the best way possible, with freedom of speech and great platforms that respect and honor your privacy, and that are not, babysitting us with these fake fact checkers. Where are they getting these fact checkers from? And the fact checkers, we don't like you, off. No, this is not Stalin. This is not the Soviet. This is not communist America. This is not ruled by 5 or 6 big tech companies. No. We allowed this as humans, and we can take our power back. And I say, work with companies that are open source. Work with companies so we can see what's going on behind the scenes. I'm not a coder. I don't know how to read code. I do know if it's open source, we can get anyone to look at it and we can see exactly what's happening. I favor open source projects, blockchain projects, and blockchain initiatives. I favor those that have great security, like Signal. You're getting on Library. I know that's right. Come on, Aurora Day. Do it. I favor companies that value privacy, like Signal. You know, that latest WhatsApp, and then we're going to pray and get into our day 1 secret for today and our action step for today. That WhatsApp latest asking you, can we just give all your metadata to Facebook? No, it didn't even ask you. It said, if you're going to use this app, we're going to give all your metadata to Facebook. Wow. They didn't even give you an opt-out. No, I want this to be shared with Facebook, that not to be shared with Facebook. How audacious is that? They told you what they were going to do. And what will most people do? Check, but people are so waking up. Oh my God, come on, Ray, come on, Makita, I love it. People are so waking up that the YouTubers and the whistleblowers out there got to be like, wait a minute, did you read the terms of service of this new WhatsApp update? They said they're going to give all the metadata to Facebook. That's what they said. They didn't say, can we? It wasn't a question. It was, no, we're giving from now on, your messages. Be very clear on what they're saying in their terms of service, because most people will just click the button and keep it rolling. But these days, you cannot just click the button and keep on rolling. You better read everything that's in there, because you could be giving away your firstborn child. You don't know what they have in these terms of services that we're agreeing to. In there it said, and next thing you know, you wonder why you're just talking to your girlfriend about your knee hurt, and the next thing you know, you see an ad about knee pain. It's happened to all of us. You're talking about, I'm gonna go, you send a WhatsApp message to somebody that you're going to Puerto Rico, then you go on Facebook, all these hotels in Puerto Rico start popping up. You know what they're doing. They're just grabbing everything that you say and selling it. Hey, they want to know about Puerto Rico. They're going to Puerto Rico and selling it to the highest bidder. I mean, I'm all for profits. I'm a business owner. I got no problems with profits. No problem with profits. Make your money in the best way you can, but don't make your money by on this slide download, stealing my information, sell it to the highest bidder. There's something about it that just feels slimy in my soul about that. It feels slimy in my soul. Eavesdropping on people's conversations, then go sell it. Hey, this person wants to know about this. This person wants to know about that. They were just talking about that, other. And here go the ad machine, just coming at you. Like, you know what? I'm over it. You cannot have a private conversation in 2021. Try it and see what happens. Try to have a private conversation. All the big tech is listening to everything that you say. Now, everything, I wouldn't really care about people listening to everything. Isn't it crazy? I'm over it. I'm over it too, Gypsy Soul. I wouldn't really care that people are listening to my conversations because people can overhear things in your conversation, and I know they have no power over me anyway, so let them listen to what they want to live and listen to and feed up an ad. But it gets worse than that. If Facebook is also listening to it, so is Big Brother. Here comes the government. Here comes all the other players that Facebook is in bed with. So this issue is a very, very, very comprehensive, dangerous issue that we must address. We can no longer go along like business as usual. We cannot do that any longer. We can no longer overlook what Facebook is doing. Facebook is way too big for its own good, way too big. You're talking about 2 or 3 billion people a week logged into Facebook. You're talking about that's 1 out of every 2, 3 people on the planet plugged into the Facebook matrix. No, I'm going to do something. And it's not a healthy way to live, right? It's not healthy. It's not emotionally healthy to be plugged into social all the time. So you can use social in very responsible ways. I'm not saying that Facebook is, I'm not demonizing Facebook. Facebook has given us many, many, many connections with many, many, many amazing people. I have had so many people that I've reconnected with or stayed connected with because of Facebook. So Facebook had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful original goal. The original goal, if you read Facebook's original goal, it was a very simple, beautiful goal. Here it was, to make the world more open and connected. That was it. Somewhere along the line, the goal changed to make billions and billions and billions of dollars, no matter what the cost, and get everybody on the planet addicted to this thing, absolutely addicted. And let's go hire some behavioral scientists so we can find out how to give people the most dopamine hits possible, so we can keep them on this app all day long, so we can serve up ads to them and make billions and billions and billions and control the whole world. Somewhere along the road, I don't know when it happened, Facebook morphed just like YouTube did. When I started on YouTube was not like this. Somewhere along the road, YouTube morphed. YouTube used to be this fun, creative, dynamic, open place for all kinds of creatives. Do you remember? Back in the day when I first joined YouTube, and the heyday of YouTube is long past. The heyday of YouTube, where YouTube was for creators, and it was a fun, fresh, funky place to be, and it had these gamers and these creatives and these people smashing watermelons and these people and kids, and YouTube morphed. And it morphed and it morphed and it morphed to being this thing that we have today, a huge censorship machine that puts in front of you, owned by Google, what it wants you to see. And if you think Google is not determining what you see based on the profitability to Google, and it owns most of all the search, you got to get on some crypto search networks. You haven't really seen the internet. If you only use Google to search, you haven't seen the internet, because all you're seeing on the search, returned on search, is what Google wants you to see. And if Google doesn't want you to see something, I promise you, it will not come up on a Google result. Where did that when did that happen? Happened over time. Boiled frog. Happened over time. It went left, it went left, it went left, it went left. And so when you see that happening, take your power back. You see, there are so many platforms that we could be on right now, between Steemit and Library, Odyssey, that you could be making, right? You could be making crypto money. I know we haven't gotten into day 1 yet. This is the preamble. This is the preamble. You could be not only on these other platforms enjoying your freedom of speech, it's actually profitable for you to be on some of these crypto platforms. Steemit is a profitable platform where you can make steam. You can make money. Are you making any money on Facebook? Just hanging around on Facebook. Unless you're an advertiser on Facebook, you're not making money on Facebook. That means you are giving energy to Facebook, not receiving energy. I like give and receive. Let's begin. Day 1, deep breath and release. Deep breath in. Think wealth, hold it. Think wealth and release. Deep breath in, fill your lungs and hold it. Hold it, think wealth, smile, and release. Great Spirit, Almighty Mother, Father, God, archangels of the presence, ascended masters, spirit guides, enlightened ancestors of everyone present, animal totems, and all other benevolent beings who are here to support us in creating magnificent wealth now and beyond. We give thanks. We welcome your holy presence here in this global circle with the intention of wealth. I pray money, wealth, and prosperity and abundance, riches on everyone who is here, everyone who has ever been here, everyone who is yet to be here. I pray our finances exponentially expand in the God direction. I pray in unexpected deposits and bank accounts that are wonderful and aligned with the truth of who we are. I pray higher fees, that we just charge more and we step up to the plate and own our value. I pray wallets increase with cash of all kinds, all currencies, all denominations all over the world. I pray increase in gold, silver, all precious metals and all our portfolios. I pray increase in our stock holdings and all the companies that we're aligned with and invested in, and all the companies that we are angel investors for and venture capitalists for. I know and see and feel and understand and know right now that all of these are being blessed with exponential expansion wealth. We make the right choices and we make the right money moves at the right time for beautiful outcomes of wealth and happiness. Exponentially expanded wealth and happiness. This is so even now. Amen. Ashe. Hallelujah. Come in. Someone is coming in the door right at that time. Come in, enter. Buenos dias. Buenos tardes. Buenos tardes. Look, I called in some people already. Today, our very first money and wealth secret. All of these wealth secrets will be from the book of Proverbs, from the teachings of the richest man who ever lived, Solomon. Here is our first one. It comes from Proverbs chapter 2, verse 4. And then before we end, I'm going to give you an action step and a resource. So every day, we're going to do an action step and a resource. And I'm going to tell you something. If you take these 40 action steps, by the end of these 40 days, you ought to be wealthier. Your net worth ought to increase if you start with an intention of wealth, and you start and you get your wealth grimoire and you hear every day or watch every night, okay? Or every morning at the time that you can watch it. Follow all 40 days. Make it a commitment. Make it a 40-day process for yourself. Make it a 40-day ritual. You can change anything in 40 days. This is going to be 40 days, and it's going to be every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Here we go. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 4. This is our first money secret. If you seek wisdom as for silver, and search for skillful and godly wisdom as for hidden treasures, then you will understand the reverent and worshipful awe of the Lord and find the knowledge of our omniscient God. What is secret number one? Seek wisdom. Before we even get into the money, seek wisdom. People want to jump to money, 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 money. Let's break this down. Let's break this down. What does this mean? Seek wisdom. Seek godly, skillful wisdom. What does that mean? What is wisdom? Here's what wisdom is. Wisdom is born of you learning how to do something, which is knowledge, married with your action steps to create skill. I'm going to say that again. You learn something, which is knowledge, Bitcoin, which is blowing through the roof right now, right? We're going to talk about Bitcoin too in this series. Knowledge, Bitcoin. Oh, I can buy some Bitcoin because we're going to make this practical. Oh, Bitcoin. I should buy some Bitcoin. That's knowledge. When you buy Bitcoin, oh, let me go buy it. That's when you took the action step. Action step married to knowledge will give you skill as you keep doing that over and over again. And you're watching Bitcoin and you're learning more about Bitcoin and you buy more Bitcoin and maybe you went to a Bitcoin exchange and maybe you bought some other cryptos using Bitcoin. Maybe you bought a Bitcoin wallet, right? A Trezor or whatever the case may be. You are marrying your knowledge with your action steps to create skills. This is skillful. That's wisdom. Wisdom is not knowledge. Wisdom is not knowing something. There's a lot of smart people that are not wise. You only become wise after you do it. Because that's the only way you're going to get the skill and the wisdom. You got to do it. That's why I'm always doing shit. Always. I learn a little bit about it, enough to do something like library. Okay, you get the idea about library. You understand a library, right? You're not going to get the secrets to that thing until you do it. So I saw about library. You don't have to become an expert in it. You don't have to know everything about it. Take the action step with what you know. So many people do not seek wisdom. They seek knowledge. They seek information, which keeps them looking at video after video after video, and they're no wealthier. Why? Because they don't have wisdom. The wisdom is you got to do the thing. You got to take the leap off the cliff. And you've got to do it over and over again with the little limited information you have, which is very scary and terrifying because we're talking about putting your money into it, right? Like, oh, I'm going to put my money into that thing. I don't know how this thing works. So what do? They keep studying and studying, and they watch another video. They watch 10,000 videos. They haven't put $1 in Bitcoin yet. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's going up. Moon, moon, moon. But you're still sitting there studying, wondering about it, thinking about it. I should do it. That's the knowledge. We want you to have skillful, godly wisdom. So now we talked about wisdom. We talked about what skillful wisdom is. Let's talk about godly wisdom. What is godly wisdom? And I'm telling you, if you put these three together, slam dunk. Slam dunk. This is exactly what I do for investing. I'm telling it to you. I'm telling you all these money secrets. Here's the godly part. You listen to this. See, your head is a confusion machine. That's what your head is. Hey, native spirit, how you love it? Mwah. Smash that like button, baby. Smash that share button and remember to subscribe and ring the bell, okay? Your head is a confusion machine. It makes up shit, makes up confusion. Your head has 80,000 thoughts a day. Try to take it down to about 60,000 thoughts a day. Your head is doing a lot that's not helpful for you. As a matter of fact, your head is the biggest enemy ever. I don't know why people are so afraid of people throwing hands at them and working roots on them when your head did more damage to you than 20 people combined doing magic that you think is coming against you. Your head has done more to stop you, sabotage you, take you out of the game, make you lazy, make you procrastinate, make you fearful. Your head has done all of that. But you want to blame it on other people. But one day when you're ready to take full 100% responsibility for ourselves, what do we find out? I made all that shit up. I made it up in my head. And when I decide and I make something else up in my head, then that's what I get. That's what comes true. Your head is the one that needs to be directed. And your head is a powerful servant. He's a horrible master, right? I need these 40 days. Yay! I vowed to become wise financially in 2021. Yes, Marlo, I love it. You see, Marlo, I was feeling that. I was feeling this inspiration. Okay, so now let's go to the godly part. What is the godly part? The godly part is stop following your head and follow where God speaks. When I say God, I don't mean some big man in the sky. I'm talking about source energy right here. The home of source energy in your being is right here, also known as the heart, the portal to the divine. You're following this. So let's put all three together so we can put a nice pretty bow on it, give you an action step and a resource. Number one, the knowledge. You have to know what to do. Where do you get that knowledge? Because you get an idea or spirit shows it to you. I didn't know anything about Bitcoin. Well, I kept seeing Bitcoin here and there, years ago. Y'all know when I started talking about Bitcoin on this channel, it was like 2014, 2015, right? And this is currently 2021 as I'm talking about this. So Bitcoin has been around soon, decade, either this year or next year. I think this past year was like a decade for Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin is not new. Now, I saw it different places. Spirit kept showing it to me. I didn't take action. And why did I take action? I didn't take action the first time I saw that little yellow bee on the internet, that little yellow bee with the little two prongs coming out like a dollar bill, except it was a bee and a little round coin. Here's what my financial advisor mind from American Express said. Oh, that's some fake gamer internet money. Moved on to the next. Spirit was showing me something. I was seeing it. So, no. Who was doing that? My mind. My mind was dismissing it. As this was showing it to me. Okay, let's go further. Okay, eventually, I'm in meditation. And in drops Bali and Bitcoin. I literally almost jumped up off the chair. I couldn't believe it, jumped up off my seat. Bitcoin. And let me tell you something. When it came to me like that, this is godly, right? Because this is coming from the heart. This is not a bright idea in your head. This is coming from the heart. I jumped up and I went to YouTube. I probably watched about 20 hours straight of Bitcoin videos. It was Andreas Antonopoulos. I'm telling you, I had to have two picks in my eyes, one more YouTube video, 5 o'clock in the morning. One more like Netflix. That's how I was with Bitcoin. One more Bitcoin video. And I just started buying it and using it and all of it. I just went deep dive into the pool. When I went deep dive into the pool, that's when I began to get skill. Oh, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. This is how you work this app. This is how you can use Bitcoin to buy groceries. This is how, you see, that's the skill that came with the knowledge. You marry that, keep doing that over and over again, you get wisdom. That's what you're seeking. You're seeking wisdom. I know this sounds so simple. Seek wisdom. You're thinking, I swear I'm listening, but I just noticed the necklace. Hey, baby. Come on, girlfriend. Gracias. Wink, wink. Right? So you marry these three together. And I'm telling you, family, you are going to say to yourself, seek wisdom. Yeah, it's so cliche, isn't it? Everybody says that. Yeah, seek wisdom, seek knowledge, seek the understanding of God. But there's something very specific that it says is going to be the benefit to you when you do this. And it's right in Proverbs. And I want you to take 2 action steps. I was going to give you 1 action step, but I'm going to give you 2 action steps before tomorrow. And tomorrow, when you come into the chat, 3 p.m. Eastern time, tell me if you took the action steps. Here's the first action step. The first action step is going to be to read Proverbs chapter 2. Because when you go further down in Proverbs chapter 2, do you know what it says? It says that if you seek, people start with money at money. Start with money right in here with God. Whew. Seeking the godly, skillful wisdom. That's what you're after. You're not after money. Oh my God. You see, Christ said the same thing as Solomon. He says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these other things will be added to you. Oh my God, how come we don't get this? Anything you chase runs. You go and you sit in the park and you have popcorn and you toss the popcorn, you're going to be crowded with pigeons. But if you run out there and you try to go grab a pigeon, you're never going to grab one. People are seeking the wrong thing. You're seeking money, you're seeking wealth when you ought to be seeking skillful, godly wisdom. That's how he starts off Proverbs. And some people don't want to hear this, and that's okay. Because it's the spiritual path. Oh my God, isn't it right on time? Dream sinker. Now, your 2021 can be extremely wealthy. I got the download that this 2021 is gonna be a rich year. Rich, really rich. I mean, your investments, your income, all of it, all your assets going up, exponentially expanding. I got that download, and you probably got that same download too. That's why we're having this conversation. So first, we're going to start with, okay, let me set my intention. Let me get clear on this. I'm not going after wealth. I'm not going after money. I am seeking skillful, godly wisdom. That's what I'm seeking. Because let me say this. Once you have wisdom, how many things can you invest in? Once you have wisdom of how the crypto markets work, how much can you use that wisdom to make money over and over and over and over again? Once you have wisdom of how the stock market works, how can you use that stock market information over and over and over again? Once you have wisdom of how the gold and silver and precious metals markets work, that's why we talk about gold. We'll be talking about gold a lot in these 40 days. If you're not buying gold, why? Please, okay? So, and we'll talk about it and we'll give you more detail. The important thing is today, the action step is to read Proverbs chapter 2. And then I said I was going to give you one action step, but we're getting two because I'm feeling the download and I'm going with the inspiration. You know, I never have notes. I just go with the flow. Spirit wants you to take an action step and do something that you know you are to do that you haven't done yet with your money and your wealth. We all know what it is. Maybe it's, I got to go look in that account that I haven't looked in so long. Oh, maybe I need to open a mint.com account so I can sync all my money together in one place and see what's going on. Oh, maybe I need to list out exactly all these deductions that come out and exactly what day and exactly what payment method. Maybe I need to go ahead and buy some Bitcoin. Maybe I need to go ahead and go to that website and buy gold. There is one step, and we're all gonna take it together. You know what that step is. I know what my step is. I had not been looking at the crypto markets for a very long time because for quite a few reasons. One of the big reasons is because for a while I got very disillusioned with crypto. I got to tell you the honest truth. I got a little disillusioned with it because I get a disillusion with all the people and all the infighting. I'm like, people, why are we fighting over this thing? It was a whole lot of drama in the crypto markets for a while. And now the drama is we're going new places. I think we got past that early, really drama, just fighting. It was pretty bad, right? So anyway, and we had some pretty big schisms in crypto community because the crypto community started off so small and beautiful and wonderful, and we had just this ideal of libertarianism and, you know, this is going to change everything. This is abundance for everyone on the planet. Now everyone has equal access to money and things like that. And then what happened? People. People. And all of us people, we have our issues. It just flooded in. So I had to make my peace with that. I kept buying and I kept getting, you know, coins but I haven't really deep dived into crypto in a long time because I was disillusioned with it. Now I still kept all my coins, don't play. But you know, I wasn't on the movement like I was before. And I loved the movement when it started. And now it's time for me to get back on the movement. It's time. Because crypto is a long-term play. And everything we were talking about in 2006 years ago that the world needs, we're at it right now. So the movement must go on. And the movement must be supported by freedom-loving people. And if you care about the finances of your family, which I know you do, and the finances of the whole globe, then crypto is very important. And not to mention the United States government, which I'm no longer in the US, but I'm from the US. I hear the United States government, I'll be giving you more information about that, is coming out with their own cryptocurrency. You know that's going to be a pretty scary enterprise. It's going to be very scary. And if you are only going to be using the US cryptocurrency, the US is like, you can't beat them, join them. All the governments, and we've seen this many years ago, all the governments will be coming out with their own cryptocurrency, their own digital currencies. And we already know what that's going to be about, because we already know what governments are about, right? So it's time for you to make some moves. So family, as we conclude today, who's going to take those 2 steps? Put in the chat the 2 steps. Isn't it scary? Yeah, they're about to come out with their own cryptocurrency. All the governments, they've already moved everyone to digital. And that was the first step. First, they had to move you to digital. Take away all the cash, pretty much suck all the cash out. But this is a years and years and years and years gradual thing. You can't just suck all the cash out of the economy, because the citizens, there would be an uprising, right? So they had to do it very slowly, in a very pernicious fashion, slowly and perniciously, so that no one would notice until you look up and you're a boiled frog sitting in the pot, boiling. Boiled frog. You put a frog in a pot in comfy water. That's how you cook a frog. And you just turn, not that you would want to cook a frog. This is an analogy, right? And you just turn up the heat, turn up the heat, turn up the heat. You know what you have in mind. And the warmer and warmer and warmer the water gets, the frog won't jump out. It'll stay in there. You got yourself a boiled frog. I'm looking for the Trezor website now. My search engine is slow for some reason. Come on, Mad Love, get it. Get that Trezor. Let me tell you something. I thought... I have 3 grandkids, right? And a 4th one on the way. Woohoo! My grandbaby, Miss Empress, I thought she had got a hold of my Trezor. And I was like, I had my backup codes locked away somewhere else. But I could not find that Trezor. And all I knew was that Miss Empress had gone through my stuff. And this was when she was like 2. She's 4 now. And I was like, and Empress was like, the find stuff and hide stuff toddler of the ages. Like, those kind of toddlers. Some toddlers, they just find your stuff, they chew it, and you come and find it chewed up. She was the one to get it. G-Mommy. They call me G-Mommy. I ain't nobody's grandma. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't have a rocking chair. I don't got no knitting needles. I don't do that. They call me G-Mommy. So, G-Mommy, right? So, some toddlers, they find stuff. She was the kind to find it, get your stuff, hide it. You wouldn't see it again. You don't know it. And then one day, mad love. And then one day, you just move the sofa, the vacuum behind the sofa, you find a collection of stuff. You find, your this, your that, stuff from your purse, your sunglasses, all stuff. But anyway, I thought she had gotten hold of my Trezor, and oh my goodness, I was like, okay. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like anything would be lost, because I have the backup codes separate from the Trezor. I already understand. I have godly, skillful wisdom about that, right? However, good. Taking both steps. Excellent. I love it. However, I wasn't too happy that the Trezor was just gone. Lo and behold, she had not gotten hold of it, and I found it later on in one of my own secret stashes. I hid the thing so well, I didn't even know where I hid it. Okay, but anyway, some people have their, they have cold storage, deep cold storage for your crypto, and maybe that was the one step that you're taking, to go and maybe purchase, maybe open an account at Binance. We've got links below. This is not financial advice. This is inspiration, encouragement, me sharing with you what I do, and you get to make your own choices, right? You're grown, you know what you want to do, you know what you're going for, and we're going to do this together. Those are the 2 action steps. Read Proverbs chapter 2 and take that one action step with your money that you know you're supposed to be taking now. You know it. It's been on your mind. Like, I need to, but you've been procrastinating about it. Well, this is your sister here to say, come on, let's do this. I love you. I will see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, for day 2 of our 40 days together. We're going to do this, and you're going to be very wealthy. I love you. ValerieLove.com. I got a class coming up this Monday. I got a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wealth with books class coming up because I'm teaching wealth with everything. Wealth, wealth, wealth. Come on, Storm Winds. I love you. I love you. I love you. God bless you. By the way, I'm growing out. I'm growing little locks. So you can see I have little locks starting right here. Love you, fam. Peace, KAISI.